Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Moniz, let's stick with natural gas here for another question. Clearly, a great boom around the country as it relates to the shale gas that is being made available in Alaska as a result of this production boom in the lower 48. We've got about 35 trillion cubic feet of known gas and perhaps another 300 trillion cubic feet of gas both onshore and offshore that is effectively stranded because there's no economic ways to move it to the lower 48 and at least for right now or for perhaps going into the foreseeable future. The state is looking to what they might be able to do to move the gas to tidewater and then make it available for exports. Of course, the DOE study last year that came out end of last year showed that exports of Alaska gas would have no harmful impacts on the nation's economy and, in fact, would be beneficial to the nation. Now, I'm not going to ask you to prejudge anything in terms of what might happen with an export application coming out of the state of Alaska, but if you could just provide for the committee your general philosophy and views on natural gas exports, given what we know about the current reserves and the market conditions. Are these good or bad for the nation? Can you speak to exports specifically?
Thank you, Senator Murkowski. First point, of course, I would just note the historical fact that Alaska has been exporting LNG for some time, but of course,
40 years.
But it's now diminishing, and certainly the large reserve you talk about remains stranded today. In terms of exports, well, if confirmed, number one, I'll have to really be in a position then to delve into the current situation with regard to the license applications. There clearly has to be a public interest criterion applied. I believe the Natural Gas Act kind of suggests that one should move forward with licenses unless there is a clear public interest issue. I would also note that Secretary Chu, I think, did note at one point that things like cumulative impacts would be considered in the license queue. But fundamentally, I think all of these issues have to come together and make a transparent, analytically based evaluation, application by application.
This one should be easy. Yes or no? Is hydropower a renewable resource?
Yes. Thank you.
Good answer.
Good answer. Good answer. I love these short ones. You've mentioned, we all talk about an all of the above approach to energy. The question that I would have of you is, how expansive is your view of all when we're talking about all of the above? Does that also include coal?
Yes, it does. I think, in fact, I think the President has said that and our studies have also said that we see coal as being a continuing a major part of the energy supply in the United States and certainly in the world. We do think that as we go to a low-carbon economy, we really have to push hard on completing the investments that have been made, nearly $6 billion, on establishing CCS as a viable and cost-competitive approach. I think we have two major tasks. We need to make sure through extended storage of large amounts of CO2 in the various demonstration projects that we can provide public confidence in long-term storage of large amounts of CO2. And secondly, I think we need to really focus on innovation that can really reduce the cost of carbon capture dramatically. The combination of those two things, I think, would have coal very, very competitive.
And then one last question. This is relating to the EMP potential attacks, the electromagnetic pulse attack or geomagnetic disturbances. We know that the discussion about all this is certainly not new. Do we have sufficient information to characterize and simulate the susceptibility of the power grid to either EMP or GMD attacks, or do we need more study on this?
Senator Murkowski, I know I need more study on this, and I think we do in general. And I think this is part of a broader issue where we need to introduce robustness and resilience into our whole grid for many kinds of natural and unnatural threats. So I think this is an important area to pick up the level of study.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.